This is Michael. His CEO has really been impressed with his work. So, as a reward, she's made him the organization's GDPR controller. Michael loves the new challenge because he has a sensible and compliant GDPR policy and uses Microdec Profile with the latest software toolset that will help him build and support GDPR compliance. In this short video, we're going to explore how Profile can help Michael with data protection activity. Michael's decision from his interpretation of the GDPR legislation is that all new candidate records should be created under legitimate interest as the legal basis for processing. However, he stated in his policy that consultants should seek personal consent from the individual within 30 days. He knows that Microdec Helpdesk can activate Profile's Right to Process tool, which allows him to record the GDPR legal basis for processing reason and justification, because he wants to make these fields mandatory within his system. This is a module in Profile, so he could have chosen not to activate this function, but then he would not be able to mandate the input, the GDPR legal basis for processing. So, all candidates have a status, but Michael wants to know which candidate records have fallen outside the 30-day window he set. Michael has modified his consultant's hub screens to show additional GDPR compliance information and allow them to monitor candidates who have yet to give their consent. He does this using Profile's GDPR intelligent reports. From here, he can see which candidates or contact records are older than 30 days without consent to process. Because it's an intelligent report, he can drill down into the data or navigate to individual records. Ian Drew has contacted Michael. He's really excited about a potential vacancy that Michael is working on. Ian has thanked Michael for sending the privacy statement, and he's happy with its contents. Ian mentions that he doesn't want to receive any marketing literature from Michael's company. He's only really interested in recruitment activities. He also mentions that he's busy at the moment and would prefer if Michael would only email him. Michael uses the Communication Methods tool in Profile to manage these preferences. Michael simply goes into Ian's candidate record and sets his communication methods appropriately. Going forward, whenever any individual tries to contact Ian through a method that he has not agreed to, the user will be notified of Ian's preferences. Michael has received his first GDPR subject access request. Anthony Smith has requested a copy of all the information that is held on him. Michael knows that the Subject Access Request tool is in the System Report menu in Profile. Michael clicks on this and looks at the Admin category. There he finds the report marked GDPR Subject Access Request. He selects this and is prompted for a candidate or contact name. He types Smith into the box and it returns the search window. He selects Anthony Smith and clicks OK. With just a single click, he creates a file containing all the information, emails, images and documents that are held for Anthony Smith within Profile. Where Profile can identify third-party personal information, it'll automatically remove it. Michael checks through these documents and redacts any remaining third-party personal information before sending the files to Anthony Smith. One of Michael's contacts, Debbie, has been in touch, informing him that she'll be moving abroad and would like to be removed from Michael's database. Michael has always had a great working relationship with Debbie, and he knows that she has always been very conscious of her electronic footprint. Michael explains that he can use the Profile's Right to Erasure tool to remove all reference of Debbie from his Profile database. Michael remembers his concern regarding the GDPR legislation that meant he had to notify all third parties with whom he had shared the candidate's information with. So he was blown away when he realized Profile automates this process as well, by automatically sending an email to notify them of the request to erase. Michael looks up Debbie's record and is pleased to find the Right to Erasure tool in the Contact Action menu, exactly the same as if he initiated it from the Candidates Action menu. He's prompted by Profile that if he continues, the record will be completely erased from the system. Debbie had live vacancies that he was recruiting for. Is he going to lose these? The Right to Erasure tool is clever. It knows that Debbie has live vacancies and asks Michael who he wants to reallocate them to before continuing. Michael then completes the erasure process and Debbie has been removed entirely from the Profile database. Michael is not worried about the integrity of his reports or analytics because he knows that Profile has retained this data but removed all reference to Debbie. He knows how intuitive the Profile GDPR tool is and has peace of mind that the validation checks Profile runs will make sure he stays compliant with his legal obligations to retain some information on placements, bookings and timesheets for tax purposes. He had even arranged for Microdec to add an additional validation rule due to his specialist recruitment requirements. Profile version 5's GDPR tools are designed to provide recruiters with the tools you need to support your GDPR compliance. By managing data in an efficient and responsible way, not only can you be compliant, but you will be better recruiters delivering a better standard of service.